Let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a powerful social networking site for professionals. It's a great platform for you to maintain and expand your network, to find new and exciting career opportunities, or just to stay up to date on the latest news and trends from industry. And it's actually encouraged that all in-round IC students create a LinkedIn account. For example, we actually link to all of our students' LinkedIn pages from our website. And additionally, you can actually link to your LinkedIn page from your IC student portal. So if you don't already have a LinkedIn account, you'll just want to go to linkedin.com, which will take you to this page. Then in the top right, you can select Join Now, or it's probably easier if you just go to the bottom left and click Sign In with Google. And that way it will actually auto-populate a lot of the information. So I'll have you go through a basic account creation process. And I already have an account, so I'll just go ahead and sign in. So I'll just be going over a brief overview of the features of LinkedIn and how to set up your profile. But I definitely encourage you to, after watching this video, to just go through the platform and just kind of explore and see what's available. So when you're creating your account, it'll have you create your profile. So I'll be going over the different sections of your profile and just give you a brief overview of information that you might want to include in each section. So from the top, we have the intro section, which is this block up here. And the first part of it is your background image. So LinkedIn will automatically provide you one by default, and you can really change it to whatever you'd like. I chose something industry related, but you could choose really whatever you like. Next section is your profile picture. So when choosing your profile picture, you really want to be cognizant of the fact that this isn't Facebook, it's not Instagram. So you probably don't want to use the same profile picture as you have on those platforms. So generally you'll want to stick to something kind of like what I have here, where it's just a simple headshot with a plain background in professional attire. Now I attended a conference where I had this professionally taken, so if you have that resource available to you, I definitely take advantage of it. If not, something like this profile would actually work as well, where it's just, again, professional attire, a simple headshot with a plain background. Now, while it may seem simple, there's actually a lot of ways that I've seen profile pictures go wrong on LinkedIn. One common example is where people are attending some sort of formal event and they take a group picture with their friends. And what they'll actually do is just crop out the picture of their friends and have their head be the profile picture. Now, I'd actually recommend against this because, again, you could do something more simple like this just in your room with a plain background, and that'll look a lot better. Now, the next section is your name. So you just want to enter your name, and I recommend against putting any nicknames or stuff like that. Following section is the headline. So this is where, just in a few words, you want to explain who you are and what you do. So if you're currently a student, you might want to put mechanical engineering student or chemical engineering student, and then maybe some taglines for the kind of work that you want to do. So for example, I put energy efficiency and sustainability. Now the next section down is the about section. And this is a space where you can write a succinct description of what you're doing and kind of just where you want to head. Now, I've heard various people say that you can write this in either first or third person. It's really up to you. I chose third person, but again, that's just personal preference. Then the next section down is the experience section. So this is where you get to write down all of the places that you've worked in the recent past. And of course, now you're going to want to add the in-round IAC to this list. So the experience section is very similar to the experience section on a typical resume. So under each place that you've worked, you're going to want to add some bullet points, just kind of detailing what you did and what impact you had at these places. When you're first starting out, you might just want to put a few sentences of kind of the work that we do. Then as you progress in the IAC, you'll want to definitely add more quantifiable metrics, such as dollar savings that you've identified, worked on, etc. So that's the experience section. Again, you'll want to add in the most recent places of work that seem relevant to your LinkedIn. And then we have the education section. So you want to add that you're a University of Utah student, and you can also add what activities and societies you've been involved with. So I went ahead and listed those there. Then there's the licenses and certification section. So if you have any licenses, for example, if you're a mechanical engineering student and you have the SolidWorks license, then you can list that there, or any other type of license that you have. And then there's also a section for volunteer experience, where you can list that information. And then a skills and endorsements section. So this is essentially a bullet point list of skills that you've developed as an engineering student. So this can include CAD design, data analysis, analytical skills, really anything that you can think of, you can add to this section. Next section down is the accomplishments section. So this is where you can list any publications, any projects that you've made. You can list that information right here. And then lastly, we have the interest section. So this is where you can see all the different pages that you follow on LinkedIn. So I know that there's a lot of sections on here, but I'd highly recommend that you go through it and really take your time to customize your page. And the main reason for this being that LinkedIn actually prioritizes complete profiles over ones that are missing information. So this means that recruiters who are, say, looking for energy engineers in Utah, their first search results will be the complete profiles that have all their experience listed, that have licenses and certifications, that have multiple skills and endorsements. Those will come up first. And then the incomplete ones will be further down the list. So you can customize your LinkedIn profile over time. But after you first create your profile, what you'll want to do is follow the Intermountain IAC's LinkedIn page. So to do that, you're just going to go up to the search bar and type in Intermountain Industrial Assessment Center, and it'll be one of the first ones that pops up. Then you'll just want to make sure that you're following the page. So you go over to the far right and click on these three dots, and you'll click on follow. So this means that whenever the Intermountain IAC posts to LinkedIn, it'll show up on your feed. And this is good just to stay up with latest news and any updates from our center. Then I'd also recommend that you go through and just follow other companies that you're interested in. And this is as simple as just going up to the search bar and typing up in their name. So for example, Northrop Grumman, again, the same process. Just going to go over to the far right and click follow again. So when you're first starting out, you might not have any connections, and some great first connections would be your fellow teammates on the Intermountain IAC. So when you go over to our page, you can actually click on people, and you can go in and connect with anybody in the center through here. And that's LinkedIn. Again, I didn't go over everything on this platform, so I recommend that you really just dig around and see what's available on here.